All right, we'll finish up graphing this step function for number 18. I'm going to start by looking at the y-axis, and I want to find -1 on the y-axis, which is right here, and then the interval that it represents on the x-axis, which is actually from +1 up to 2, and I want to put open dot on 2 because it doesn't include 2. Then my next interval is going to be where y is 0, and starting at 2, going up to 3, and you'll just have that continuation of that stair step. At 1, you'll have from 3 to 4, and then you can go back down if you want to. I discovered that the answer sheet given by the text was a little, was not correct actually. So this is if you graph it on a graphing calculator, this would actually be the graph of number 18. Number 19, we have to graph the inequality. We're going to graph it just like we do a line, except when we're done, we're going to shade at the end. So I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form. That's going to be, I'm just going to flip it around. Y is less than x plus 1. Because I have a less than sign, when I graph my line, it's actually going to be a dashed line instead of a solid line. If it were equal to, I would put a solid line. I'm going to use slope-intercept, so find 1 on the y-axis, and the slope of 1 is up 1 and to the right 1. And I'll just fill in some points. And then I want a dashed line. And this one says y is less than. Less than means to shade below. Number 20, I have y is less than or equal to the absolute value of 2x minus 1. I'm just going to make a t-chart again for this and have my x value and my y value is going to be my absolute value of 2x minus 1. And pick some positives and negatives. I'm going to do like -3, -1, 0, 1, and 3 again. And then have my corresponding output. If I put -3 in for x, that's going to be 2 times -3, so you do what's inside the absolute value first, -6. The absolute value of -6 is 6, and 6 minus 1 is 5. Substitute -1 in for x, 2 times -1 is -2. The absolute value of -2 is 2, and then 2 minus 1 is 1. And then substitute in 0. I'll have 0 minus 1 is -1. Substitute in 1. 2 times 1 is 2, minus 1 is 0, and 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5. Sorry, I meant 2 times 1 is 2, minus 1 is 1, and then the 3 will give me a 5. So there's my points. I'm going to plot those on number 20. I have -3, 5, which is about right here. -1, 1, and 0, -1, and then I also have 1, 1, and 3, 5. So you can see my line. It's a solid line because it's less than or equal to, and just like I shaded for number 19 below the line, this is less than, so I'm also going to shade below the V this time, and it's going to look like that. Just take a second here to discuss the bonus problem. We have f of x equals the square root of x plus 2, and we know that the composite function, where we put f into g, is going to be x minus 1. We want to actually find g of x. So basically, what did we do to x x plus 2, because that's going to be the input, to get x minus 1. Well, the only way to get an x when I have a square root is just to get rid of the square root. So that's going to happen by squaring. So that's the squaring part is part of the g, and that's going to give me x plus 2. And then what do I do to x plus 2 to get x minus 1? Well, I would have to subtract 3 from that. So the g function would be something squared minus 3, and that's going to give me x minus 1 if I put the f of x in there, which is the square root of x plus 2. So g of x would be x squared.